You again. I was doing fine without you. Or at least I thought I was. You show up quiet, then you start talking loud, saying I don't belong when I'm standing out. Bringing up my past like it's all I'll be. Like I never changed, like I never grew. Like I never tried to leave. Yeah, you love reminding me of every mistake, every wrong turn, every risk that I take. You say this is it, this the point where you break, but you said that before and I didn't break. You don't build nothing, you just tear it apart. You don't carry the weight, you just play with my heart. Try to keep me small, try to keep me contained, but I'm tired of living inside of your frame. Yeah, I hear you. Every time I get close, you appear too. Try to tell me I fail, make it feel true, but I'm not who I was when I feared you. Say no more. I've been listening way too long. Before every time you knock, I ignore. I don't open that door. Fear, you try to get control, try to turn my wins into something small, but I'm done letting you take it all. You don't run me at all. Yeah, you only speak when the pressure rises. When I'm close to something, you weaponize. Turn what if I fell into certainty. Like doubt is the only thing that's for me. You never tell me what could go right. You just paint worst case every single night. Keep me stuck in a loop, I can't outrun like I'm chasing peace, but I fear what I become. But let me ask you, where were you when I pushed through things you said I couldn't do? Where were you when I stood back up? You went silent, yeah, that says enough. Yeah, I see through all the lies that you try to feed through. Every time that you talk, I don't need you. I don't need to believe you. Fear, you don't get to say no more. I've been down that road before. Every time you try to start a war, I'm not running anymore. Fear, yeah, I hear you in my head, but I'm standing on what I said. You can try to fill my mind.
Happy Saturday.
You had me convinced that I was weak, that I was stuck, that I'd never be enough. But all you ever did was talk. Yeah, I know you well by now. All the tricks you use, all the ways you
Second.
sound, but I'm not backing down this time. I'm drawing the line. Fear, you can stay, but you don't lead. You don't get control over me. Every step I take, I'm finally free, becoming who I'm meant to be. Yeah. You can
God
sit
diggity
there,
damn.
you can watch, but you don't decide who I am. Yeah. They don't see it.
We got Ananakim
They will. Yeah.
first in YouTube. Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
Just by
Nice.
a couple seconds.
Yeah. Late nights ain't blow, locked in the zone. Lost after loss, but I built from the low. Every setback planted deep in the soil. They see me stuck, I'm refining the soil. Every misplay, I catalog pain, break it down.
I saw it was in StarCraft 2, looked for Dave and he wasn't online, so I'm here. Huh? Good old Dave Tester. Oh man. Felt like time put a knife to my neck, but every doubt that I kept turning to fuel I collect. I rise when they think I fall. Turn pressure into protocol. Every loss. You did your best to play a game? You did a StarCraft game? Oh, okay, we'll check it out right now.
I don't need them to believe. I got something they can't see.
Isn't it's in the correct same channel in the Discord? Okay, you're talking about viewer replay?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I remember I was close to the edge, questioning everything stuck in my head.
How you guys doing?
Like I'm one step from dead, but I sharpen the
Anakin,
blade instead.
Dini,
Now I move with intent,
Big
no
Daddy.
fear. Turned out into something severe. Everything that I used to
Well,
hear got
Bushmaster in the
buried. I'm
house.
still right
Hey,
here.
sorry about that
I know what it
yesterday,
takes
Bushmaster. If they
when
timed
your
you
mind's
out,
telling you walk away,
or the other day I was,
remain in the flame.
I let them know not to do
Was
that.
never about applause,
So I
never about
apologize
the
if
score.
they
It's about
did.
who you become.
'Cause they
You
were
can't
talking
take
about
it
that they
anymore.
did.
You still want more. I rise when they think I fall. Turn pressure into protocol. Every loss, yeah, I take it all. Then I stand up tall. I don't need them to believe. I got something they can't see. Every scar I keep with me. That's what built this me.
Okay, good. I don't know if they fully. I wasn't there. Like, well, I was streaming. I wasn't playing the game, so they were just saying something about timeout or something. What was it? I think I don't know if it was I don't know backseat gaming or something. I think. I'm not sure.
Beneath my hands. Every thought hits harder than the last. Every breath carries the weight I cannot name. Yeah. I move inside my mind like it's a map I memorized. Every shadow, every corner of memory I've analyzed. Doubt creeps in before clarity can speak. Every choice I make feels like I'm chasing what I seek. Pressure sits heavy,
We're gonna check out Zimi's game real quick. See what Zimi's been up to.
Ladder anxiety into focus, make obsession align. I see patterns and failure, see rhythm and mistakes. Every misstep a teacher, every pause a road it takes.
Just want and peeled and soaked in chemicals. What?
I was blurred, my mind a storm I cannot quell. I chase perfection in the echo of my shell. Fold, pivot, calculate, breathe, repeat. Every hesitation becomes a drum beat in the heat. I bend my thoughts like steel until they break and twist. Chaos and order locked in an endless twist. Others see mistakes, I see the way forward. Others see randomness, I see my own accord. Every fear I face, every shadow I chase becomes a story etched inside my mental space. I push, I pull, I pivot, I bend.
Winter Madness? Is that the one?
Linger, they never end. I win in silence, a ladder
called Winter Madness?
Every success a mirror reflecting what I'm about. The storm inside never rests, never sleeps. Every thought I cage returns and leaps. I glide through memories untouched by comfort. Every reflection, a message. Every misstep a portent. I dominate space, bend rhythm, control the fight. But in the dark, I still wrestle with my mind at night. Chasing clarity, chasing understanding, chasing meaning. Every victory urge the leaves that in a storm leaning. I cannot rest, the questions sit and wait. And
okay, let's see. Let's check it out. Let's pause it real quick. Just get this sense of fresh air real quick. And then we're going. Alright. Did you guys get your StarCraft in? Some of you guys? Camera, lights, action. Alright, let's go.
Camera.
Get some. Yeah, I do gotta let you guys know that, like, during StarCraft, you guys could use TTS, but during my actual outside game, anything that's not StarCraft, I would prefer no TTS during no StarCraft, because I want to do playthroughs, and I don't want the playthroughs to be drowned in TTS, so I just have to let people know, don't do the TTSs during that time. It's more for recreational, but during StarCraft. Yeah, give me a second. Alright, here we go. But yeah, So I'll try to remind people, because I want to make sure the playthroughs don't get like bombarded with TTS, because it just gets, you get out of the lore. I mean, what do you call it? The immersion. So just throwing that out there. I'll have to put it like on a message or something when I do other games, other playthroughs. Yeah, yeah. I'm just starting my stream. During my in the beginning of my stream, I kind of just wait a little bit, wait for people to get in, and then we jump in. So usually expect like a little bit of time. I was thinking of maybe doing some highlight videos too. Maybe do the highlight videos, more highlight videos, and then put those out in the beginning. But I just like to get some people in first. Not viewer replays. I have on Twitch, I have redemption points. You could redeem a replay, and this one's a little different than when I do replays. When I do replays, I usually get them all, at a bunch. These are specifically more like you redeem them. You could redeem like coaching, and you could redeem replay or live cast, which you guys can fight each other and I can cast it. But it's a redemption. You have to redeem it. You have to use your points, which you have to be on Twitch to just get points, and then you can use them. So that's also how the TTS works. You use those points for the TTS. Yeah, I'll tell Shadow, and I'll tell Doke. I'll tell Shadow and Doke to because they use it the most, so I have to let them know. Because yesterday I was playing Outer Wilds. And we finally beat the base game. Finally. And we're over there at the end of the game, and we're almost, at the credits, almost at the end. And Dokes threw out some Donald Trump message at the end, and I'm like, I don't know how that's, how you add up that that's the best thing to do, but definitely distracting for an end game kind of thing, So I gotta remind them, or I have to take it off, one or the other, because I do like my playthroughs more than TTS in a sense. So I have to see. But yeah, it's kind of distracting when you're like finally beating it, and then you get a long Donald Trump message of just gibberish. But we finally beat it, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's just, well, for me, it's just annoying to pause it, because there's no like easy switch for me to pause it. I have to go in through my main portal. I have to find the section, and I have to turn it off. Definitely don't want to do all the extra steps. If I have to do those extra steps, I'll just turn it off and keep it off, because I'm not trying to babysit. It's for you guys to, enjoy, but within respectable reason. But if I have to go through extra steps, we ain't gonna do the extra steps. We just won't have a TTS. So that's where I have to communicate with you guys to help me help you guys with if you guys like the TTS. That's what I'm gonna need, because I do want to have playthroughs, and I don't want Donald Trump on all my playthroughs. His voice is a very big topic in general. So the last thing I need is controversial things tied to some type of politician because of voice, So I have to keep it neutral. My stream says Outer Wilds. Yeah. I try though, you know. Like I don't know if you see. You see what it says right here? You see what it says right here? Title, StarCraft 2, StarCraft category. You know, and I push done. So I'll do a hidden voice. No, you can do whatever voices. I don't mind the voices, but just as long as it's not during my playthroughs, because I do want to put those out on edited videos, and I don't want people hearing, you know, um, an energized voice all over the place, you know, on all my playthroughs. Is, you know, if there were multiple voices that were used, great, but there's only one voice that's preferred, so, you know, and it's tied to politics, and I'm not into politics, so, yeah, it's just, I'm just gonna kind of keep it where it's entertaining, but that's it, but not invading. Twitch is slow to update. You know, I don't really get that many comments on my YouTube compared to how many people watch my stream. Um, which is, you know, doesn't help me at all or doesn't contribute to the community itself. So like sometimes at some point, you know, if Twitch doesn't change the title, I ask myself, what's the important part of it? You know, what's so important for me to have the right title at all times? Um, you know, the moment I don't have the right title, you know, I'm not sure why you guys ask me that I have the wrong title. My belief is if you want to watch somebody, you watch them. You look for them and you watch them. The last thing I want is people to watch me just because I'm playing StarCraft. If it's you guys, if it's some of you guys, you know, that's just the facts. You guys can hang out, I can have fun with you guys, but the moment I stop playing StarCraft, I don't see some of you guys, and that's totally respectable. But because of that, I don't really need to put my title StarCraft because some people only look for me for StarCraft, and if that's the case, then you know it does keep some people that really don't want to be here hanging out with me here. So sometimes if the title's wrong, the title's wrong. If people want to find me, they're gonna have to find me. If people see a game and they're like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna watch him because he's playing that game," then oh well, you missed out on some StarCraft. But on my side, I don't see the benefit for me having the right title in general. Not when it has to do with that. I totally understand, Dan. I totally understand. Um, and I like to hang out with people that like to hang out with me. So we're kind of like in a dilemma here, you know, where we're, you know, both our interests are counterproductive to towards each other in a sense. Um, nah, don't worry about it, Dan. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is, and that's the reason why I don't care if I try to put the title on, but if it don't do it, it then it don't. It's meant to be. It didn't work. But I did try. I did put StarCraft 2. I did put category. I pushed done, and if it don't do it, I find myself going, well, why do I want to take that extra effort when the effort isn't taken on my side? So at that point, whoever wants to watch me, whoever enjoys watching me, is gonna find me, and they're gonna enjoy hanging out with me. But I'm not gonna work harder for somebody that only watches me for something and not for, you know, hang out. And that's totally fine. It's totally fine. That's just how I think, you know. Yeah, only search by game if I'm looking to see more some gameplay before I buy it. Oh yeah, I agree, and that's fine. But you gotta understand, like for me as a streamer, and not even as a streamer, but you know, as a person, you know, I want to hang out with people that want to hang out with me. And you know, sometimes when I play StarCraft, a majority of people, um, they come in, they watch, they don't like, they don't comment, they just consume, and then they leave. And to each their own, but that doesn't benefit me to create a community and to have a good time, because the moment I move a game, it's crickets. The moment I jump to a different game, crickets everywhere. So that's where like our emotions just don't line up in regards to me worrying about having the wrong title or right title, because it doesn't that's just one of those things that I just feel used. I feel used when I use a title, because when I use the right title, people come in only for that. And then when I use the wrong title, people that are here, I know who's here and who wants to hang out. And honestly, I like hanging out with them more. I like growing that base more, because they're the ones that are there and keep me company, so that's pretty cool. And so I usually like to see those more. I like to see those people more. Why do you think I play other games? I play other games now because, StarCraft is a tough community in regards to we don't only StarCraft, and that's totally respectable, to each their own. But, when I was only StarCraft as a streamer, I didn't get very much likes and comments anyways. So I was like, well, I'm a full-time StarCraft streamer, but this full-time StarCraft audience doesn't help the StarCraft streamers try to, help the health of the channels. So I came to the point where I was like, most StarCraft community is selfish to enjoy the StarCraft, but when the streamer goes to another game, they evict them, in a sense. But then when the streamer is always playing StarCraft, they don't contribute to help them grow, so it's a complicated scenario where it's like, to me, it doesn't benefit me. The StarCraft community is going to be there, but they don't benefit me in a sense of like trying to help me, even if I was doing nothing but StarCraft, because I would love to play nothing but StarCraft, but my community just doesn't help me, not in a way where it helps me be a full-time StarCraft streamer. But I would love to be a full-time just StarCraft, and it sucks that some people come in and I'm playing another game, they're like wanting to see StarCraft, and I'm like, what can I do? Like, I would love to play StarCraft right now, but when I put out videos, I hardly get comments, I hardly get likes, and so it's a dilemma. It's a dilemma for me, and that's all right, because I just have to roll with the punches. But that's the honest truth when it comes to the community of StarCraft. They're very dedicated to StarCraft, but when it comes to the video creating content creators, the support is not fully there, or it's selected. I'm the black sheep or something, one or the other. You is hard to help, just because time zone. That's not true, Zimi, because I used to stream for 18 hours, 16 hours a day. Or sometimes I would stream on one time zone, and then the other time I would stream on the other time zone. Or sometimes I'll cut in the middle and stream on both time zones in 2 different periods of time. So I've tried all that, and I've also tried constant videos, and it just isn't there. It isn't there for me to like worry about it. It isn't there for me to like worry about the title. It isn't there for me to like worry about a couple people that come in just to see my StarCraft. To me, what's important is the people that come in that want to hang out with me. Because that's gonna help me overall in hanging out and being there, and keeping company and having some good times. With StarCraft, I feel used a lot of times because of there's no tit for tat. There's no like, I like his stream, let me give him a like, let me give him a comment on his video. But it's like, oh no, he's not playing StarCraft. Let me not watch him. I'm gonna watch somebody else. The loyalty,
It's definitely not there, and that's totally fine. But it's information that I know, and it's information that I take in, and I utilize in my mental process to make decisions. To make sense, I found you through Pig, but enjoy play other games too, since you bring this same kind of artistic mentality to all of your streams. Hey, thanks, Earth Walker One. And it's totally true. The way I play StarCraft is how I play every game in a translated way, and I feel like the people that enjoy StarCraft and that enjoy hanging out with me, they get to see that in other games. And like I said, to each their own. I mean, I used to just do nothing but StarCraft, watch nothing but StarCraft, you know, but just realize that it's an impact when I do nothing but StarCraft, but I don't get very much support on the comments and likes. And I'm not even asking for donations, for money, or any of that stuff. I'm just asking for the most freest thing that somebody can generously give to a person, which is a like as a thank you, or a comment to help the channel, the circulation of the channel. The pulse, let's just say, the pulse of the channel. So yeah. Good talk, good talk. Try some RTS games like Total War or Examine. We like replays and good lore. Well, RTS, StarCraft's like the biggest and baddest, right? And it's my favorite, and it's the one I know the most of, because it's my one of my passion games. So if this community is tough on creators in regards to support, what do you think the other RTS communities are going to be like? It's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. So, StarCraft is a big litmus test for RTS strategies in regards to like community interest, at least from my experience. From my experience only. Let's see, Valheim is very current. StarCraft 2 is already old and what? Valheim. I have Valheim, but even if I play Valheim, I'm still not gonna retain the people that want to hang out to play StarCraft. So it's I'd be jumping into a game that I don't know, that I don't really play, because Valheim, isn't that like the one where you fight outside in the world and there's like dungeons and stuff? You have to cut trees. I think that's Valheim, right? That's like Minecraft, but with a little more extra, more serious, slightly serious aspect, right? I think so. It's like Forest and Minecraft combined. There are other fun RTSs, but nothing scratches it's quite like so. It's really true, but it's really true. Bushmasters, StarCraft is the one in RTS, and it just happens that it's my favorite, and it just happens that I could play it all day, every day. I could play it forever. I could play it all day, never get bored. I have too much to learn, too much to get better at, to even think about even thinking about getting bored. But the problem I have is that I can do that and people could watch, but the comments and likes aren't there. So it's just one of those burdens. I wish it all connected, I wish it all just connected and it all makes sense and it worked and the key elements just flowed. But it doesn't seem that way. Let's see. Belham. Alright, let's cast this game. See what's cracking. And yeah. We'll put it as just chatting. Okay, for this. I'll put it as just chatting, and those who actually find me on Twitch today, they're the real G's. Those who don't find me, well, they're out of luck for some StarCraft today. Alright, let's check this out. Alright, here in Winter Madness on the bottom right, we have our blue Protoss. It is Zemi with the Chrono Boost before the pylon. And on the top left, our Terran player who wants small talk. It is Sibolba. Let's see what these two are gonna be doing. Simi says, you? Okay. Alright, we got a gateway here. This is usually for like a Reaper, if there's something that you're trying to do. One thing is to try to keep the Reaper out, but they could go around. Oh damn, says Zemi. Okay, what are we gonna take an expo? We're going for that base, the hidden natural. Wait, we got another one right here too. Zemi's up to something. Okay, a pylon goes up. Uh-oh, Marines coming in. Oh no, don't go for it. Brave soul. That probe's like, yeah, no, I think I could take him. I don't think those little lasers work very well. Okay, so we're going for a 1-1-1. We're going straight for a medevac drop, maybe, or Vikings. Medevacs, probably. I mean, the medevacs are very common. They're very good. So I can't see but a good Marine medevac tank drop. Or just right through the front. Right through the front door. Zemi, are you ready? Are you ready? We got a forge coming up. We got a full-on wall. I think Zemi is ready. Nothing's coming inside. Well, not from the front maybe, but from the back. The one thing about this though, it's really hard to attack at the bottom when there's a wall. So that could be dangerous. Especially when this, army's coming over here. Ready for battle. I mean, I'm surprised that Marine doesn't get ran over by the tank. How is it that the tanks can't just run over the Marines in the game? Like, I'll have my tank start running over Lings and Marines. Shoot, who needs to siege them? Just line them up and start mowing. Okay, bunkers coming up. And then warp gates almost kicking in. And then we got a pylon over here. We got a gateway. And then we got the hidden base. And it looks like Sebulba is wondering, oh, you got something else, don't you? You have to be having check the corners, but he's gonna check the neighbor, because the corners are very popular these days. So if you don't get a corner, it's always a good spot at times. Oh no, he wants the corner. Well, you also got to check the corners because it's a popular spot. So sometimes neighbors, tend to not know they're hanging out right next to each other without knowing. So when they start getting barbecues outside, they're gonna notice that there's somebody on the other side. And it looks like we're getting battery shield. We got a Liberator, we got a Widowmine. Man, this Terran is definitely trying to create some type of tower defense. Although the tanks can get a little closer. He's like, no, that's too close, that's too dangerous. He got to scan, nothing's here, so that might be a little to get a little closer, but I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think them tanks are stationed there forever. Meanwhile, though, why would you check this base? If you have this base, you'll feel so comfortable you wouldn't think there's someone on the other side. So that's hilarious. I don't think they're both gonna scout each other unless one wants to take the other base. That's it. Say, I want to take the corner base now. What are you guys doing there? And this one's gonna be a longer time to even want to get this base. So if there's anybody, it'll be Zemi looking for a corner base. Okay, we got a hallucinate Colossus for high ground vision. Nice. And we got some, we gotta get those zealots in the front. Oh no. Yeah, this is terrible. Terrible, damn. All his defense is over here and it's not doing nothing. And here we're getting pulverized with hallucinogens. Oh, that cyclone goes down right when it got out. The tanks are coming out. Now we're getting closer. Use the Liberator for range. You got the Liberator right there. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, they're very vulnerable when they're popping out. But that tank's going down with the splash. That one might go down too. Ooh, barely survives. Zemi is in a very tough spot, but we got bases. We got that main taken out. We have a way to spread. Look at that. We're spreading. What the hell? Get closer, get closer. One more shot. Oh, safe, but there's Marines here. He's gonna pluck off these two for sure. Oh. Now wait for these stalkers. There's a Liberator there. That fool's not playing around. Oh, we're getting inside. Bypass. Oh, what the hell? Oh no, there's an army above. Well, that's his army. Oh, those sentries. But we're moving in. I think that bunker's done. That's a lot of zealots. It's going down. Those Marines are going down. Those SCVs. The Liberator is definitely whooping ass though. G to the G. Zemi with the natural expand. Had a hidden base. It's funny you guys had neighbors. Would you be my neighbor? What it feels like to be cheese victim. From Flubhouse 293. Was that the same one? Was that the pool? I know we'll do it right now. We'll try it right now. Last time I tried to do it, I did the roach one. Although the roach one worked, the problem is he never scouted. So it was like we did it, but it was like. But we'll try to do right now the pool, drone rush. I think that it works. I think it would work. Out of all of them, probably the best Protoss, because they usually like to go through the front. But then they could wall and then you're screwed. But, you know, gotta have some fun, right? Happy Saturday, Lego John. What up, Oliver? We're about to play some ladder. Do you guys have any build requests? One of them is going to be a pool rush. But if you guys have any, throw them out there. A race. It don't matter. You know, it'd be Terran, Protoss, or Zerg. I'm learning all of them. So, throw them out there. No detections at all. Yeah. The sentries, I'm glad that you're using sentries. A lot of people don't use sentries, and it's good to use, good to learn. So that's cool that you're exploring some of these, you know, tech units. Eventually you'll get really good at the hallucination hotkeys. So my favorite is Colossus, Immortal, and Probes. Those are my favorite usually. Immortals, when I'm dealing with Ultras in PVZ. Sometimes they get Ultras. I have to make some hallucinated Immortals. They help out. They take some of the blunt. TVP. Yeah, I don't know, Alan. It depends. I'm not planning to watch something for too long. It's probably gonna be a long game. We'll do it another time. If I do Florencio Files, I'm trying to do Florencio Files too. But if I do that one, it's gonna be another probably 20 minutes before I play a game. Search. See. See. Oh, sentries. You're talking about like a build request sentries, not full sentries, but like just sentry within, because it's still gotta make sense, and sometimes just all sentries overall don't really construct a good build. They'll work maybe once in a great while, but you gotta use them creatively. At least that's what I try to do. I try to use them creatively. When we take a break, let's say when we take a break after we play, 5 games or so, people will come in and we could watch it. Yeah, I know, me too. But 14 is still a long time. I mean, in my time, you know, it's 12:30. I look at 12, where I'm like barely at the right time, but time flies so quickly that I'm like, it's gonna be 4 o'clock in like after a couple blinks. Oh, let's try the pool. But we'll after some games we'll jump into it. I don't know if it'll work or not. Zergs, what sucks is Zergs usually don't scout. What happened, Oliver? What happened with the ladder? Put some music.
Yeah. If you can grind in the wind. No. Grind and understand. And once I understand you, you're already done. I don't chase hype. I chase patterns, micro fractures, silent factors. I study the tilt in your hand. When your plans start scattering, the timing you hide. When the pressure stops flattering, you beat me. Cool story, every loss right. Another line in my inventory. I don't rage, I record. I don't tilt, I absorb. You see a scoreboard, I see a war board. Call it instinct, call it data you ignore. You call it chance, I call it knowledge being stored. I got patience like a vault, my sharp like a sword. I don't fail from a loss, I fail when I hope. I don't hope. I got data in my blood. Visions in my head. Every single loss.
Oh shit, I'm wrong hawk. Shit, I got the wrong hotkeys. Shit. Oh shit. So, Outer Wilds hotkeys.
I track footsteps, fake outs, tells in your pace. I know your future move before your new wrong. Say wait,
Every time. Shit.
with the end in misplaced. You want comfort, I want friction. You want wins, I want conviction. You want ego, I want vision. That's the difference in ambition. You chase the feeling, I chase the framework. You chase momentum, I chase the network. You chase the finish, I chase the groundwork. You chase the now, I chase the hour.
Your forces are taking damage.
No, it's all screwed up. The hotkeys were on Outer Wilds, but DBZ it's not really the best thing because they don't scout you to hide the pool. Stuck in Platinum 2, playing way better players all the time. And guess what? It doesn't get easier as you go up the ranks. So why worry about MMR when you can just worry about getting better at wherever you're at? You know? That's why I don't get it, Oliver. Everybody's trying to get up the ranks so quick that they, like, how would I say it? So many people are trying to get up the ranks so quick that the higher they go, the harder the players get anyways. So then they get frustrated. Then they work so hard doing one build for each race to get up there. With all that frustration, then they see somebody that is playing the game organically, that plays wherever the levels are that it gives them, and they get upset because they're like, why do I have to get so frustrated and work so hard and trying to be up here when this guy's just learning the game and not getting frustrated like I do, you know, because some people, it's a tough one. You go up the ranks. The higher you go, you're getting harder players, and they're more consistent, more standard, which is even more harder. It doesn't get easier the higher you go. So why people are trying to rush up there, especially when they don't know how to play the game yet, they're rushing up there with one build. They start getting mad at somebody like me that just says, hey, I don't need to rush up there. I'm just gonna learn wherever I am. You know, I'm here, I'm gonna learn here. I don't have to, like, you know, push myself through like desperation builds just to get up a number. What's that gonna lead me to? More frustration, right? Because I'm not well developed, and you gotta be well developed to worry about going up. But some people try to go up, they force them way up, but then they accuse people that aren't doing the same thing of smurfing, you know, when in reality the more organic thing to do is just play, get better, develop, and wherever you are, you are. But that's not how it works in StarCraft. It doesn't usually, wherever you are, it's not usually wherever you are, because people are like, what's your MMR? And, you know, it's the holy grail. But in reality, it just frustrates a person, and then it frustrates a person and another person because they're not getting frustrated like them, because it can be frustrating playing somebody better than you and getting whooped. And so you get that, and you're trying to grind up even higher before you can deal with that frustration. That's why people get upset. And, you know, I always try to teach you guys, don't rush it up there. There's nothing up there but just stress and standard. So the best thing you could do, like Zemi is doing, is exploring and developing the craft, which is, hey, Zemi doesn't know sentries, learning sentries. Zemi's going to be really good with sentries. Eventually, Zemi's going to go into another unit, you know? And so by doing that, we're, you know, the development is getting better and stronger with skills, tactics, possibilities. If Zemi was going for a standard build, just doing the same thing as everybody else, Zemi's not going to learn how to use sentries in a crafty way, right? So when Zemi gets better, the sentry play is going to be way better. And that's just the way you got to see StarCraft, so you can develop better. But some see it with a number, and that's it. And they go, what's your number? It's like, don't give me that rule. I ain't playing numbers here. You know, numbers are deceiving. Alright, let's cheers it up. It's Saturday. So yeah, I'm sorry that you're frustrated, but at the same time, that should remind you to just keep playing and enjoying your game, and don't worry about the grind up there, at least not until you play thousands of games, because it takes a long time to develop a roundness of awareness of how this game works and what you can do within it. Even I'm still, like, sometimes clueless at times, and I'm, you know, there's always something to learn. About 12-15 centuries, that shouldn't die. And what is up with ladder MMR messed up with what he said? I don't know, he said, sure thing, feeling that many players circle back, doesn't have issues in losing in my MMR range. Hard to play all day, guys, in M3 level. It really, yeah, I know, it is hard to play Masters 3 level all day. I mean, I could play it all day, but that's because when I'm in Masters 3, I'm still doing what I do, which is still develop. I'm not trying to get to GM. I think that's the frustration. Everybody that's in Masters, they don't want to be in Masters. They want to be in GM. And so they frustrate themselves because they want to get up there so quick. Instant gratification. That fact of instant gratification frustrates people. And it molds you into a very simple type of player, because how else are you going to get there right now? Either you're going to work hard and long, and it's going to take forever, but you're going to be good. Or, I need it now, so I'm going to do whatever it takes to get it now. By all means necessary. Yeah. Most people don't have enough time to do that. There's not enough time in your day, in your weeks, to get that good at this game, where MMR should be that much of a stressor. Old comment, you explained it? Cheers. Cheers. Double cheers. Hold on. Alright, let's go. Let's do this. Cheers. Oh man. Alright, let's try it again. If we get a protons, we could do we'll try the pool. I got data in my blood.
Data in my blood, and it's rewritten.
That's what this song is about. This song is literally what we talked about. It's called it's Data in My Blood. Data in my blood. Information. You need a lot of information to understand the game. Even if you lose, you're still getting information. And
Understand you. You're already done.
So
I don't.
So it's about a game. You know, when you lose a game, it's not over. You know, because I always believe a loss today is a win tomorrow.
You think I'm grinding to win? No. I'm grinding to understand. And once I understand you, you're already done. I don't chase hype. I chase patterns, micro fractures, silent factors. I study the tilt in your hand. When your plans start scattering, the timing you hide. When the pressure stops flattering, think you beat me. Cool story, every loss rise. Another line in my inventory. I don't rage, I record. I don't tilt, I absorb. You see a scoreboard, I see a war board. You call it instinct, I call it data you ignore. You call it chance, I call it knowledge being stored. I got patience like a vault, mind sharp like a salt. I don't fail from a loss, I fail when I halt. And I don't hope. I got data in my blood, visions in my head. Every single loss I take just rewrites what comes next. You sprint for the trophy, I walk for the truth. Cause you peak at the moment, but I peak when I'm through, yeah. I got data in my blood and it's learning you. Yeah. I track footsteps, fake outs, tells in your pace. I know your future move before your neurons say wait. You're predictable, habitual, pattern in place. Read you like a novel with the ending misplaced. You want comfort, I want friction. You want wins, I want conviction. You want ego, I want vision. That's the difference in ambition. You chase the feeling, I chase the framework. You chase momentum, I chase the network. You chase the finish, I chase the groundwork. You chase the now, I chase the outward. Every L is an upgrade, an input, a file. You laugh at the loss, I laugh at the denial. Cause when the rematch hits and I show up versatile, you'll realize you were winning by a margin that was fragile. I got data in my blood, visions in my head. Every misstep that I make just maps where you break instead. You rush to the summit, I climb with a view. You win in the moment, I win when I'm through, yeah. I got data in my blood. Voices echo, watch their feet. Every loss, another beat. In a rhythm I'll complete when I rise and you retreat. I got data in my blood and my mind's coming clean. Every loss is a season, every season's a key. You shine when it's easy, I shine when it's true. You peak at the win, I peak when I fall through. Data in my blood, and it's rewritten. They will. Yeah. Late nights, same glow, locked in the zone, lost at the loss, but I built from the low. Every setback, planted deep in the soil. See me stuck, I'm refining the soil. Every misplay, I catalog pain, break it down and I build it again. It takes the wins, I'm embracing the strain. I'm crafting the climb, it can never sustain. Quite
Stayed in my blood, baby. Stayed in my blood.
They see results, never see what start.
So let me kind of explain what happened with that. So this is one of Alan's favorite builds. He saw me do it in the Florencio files. It was a while ago. It was a couple years back. I still got to put it on a video. I still got to do a separate video for Alan for that one. So we'll do it soon. I've just been occupied with beating these puzzle games that have taken me through a ringer. But I finally beat I guess the two biggest puzzle games or base games, you know, out there. So that was cool, but stressful. Let's see. Okay, so the way this works, okay, is the Protoss is gonna go and take an expo. They're gonna go over to your side of the base and they're gonna try to see if they're gonna be able to take a fast expand or if they have to take precautions and wall up, right? Because pool first tends to be a problem, and Protoss know pool first can be a problem if they want to expand. So what they have to do, what Protosses have to do, if you're a Protoss and you're not doing this, well, this is some information that you might need to learn, and it's very simple information. Protoss wants to take a fast expand. So most Protosses, they'll get a pylon, a gateway, and once they get the gateway, they need to find out, what do I do? What do I do? Can I be greedy? Can I not be greedy? Do I have to be defensive? The only way to know is by scouting. And so what the Protoss does is they scout, and that's a consistent thing as you get better at even in Zerg. You're gonna notice one pattern is that probe is always gonna come over here, and you would wonder, what is it looking for? What is it trying to find out? Well, what it's trying to find out is if it could be greedy. If Protoss could be greedy, and the only way they can find out if they could be greedy is if they could feel like they could be safe. And by being safe, one way is by seeing a hatchery go up. If they see a hatchery starting already, or close to starting, they know that they're safe from a pool first. And if it's not a pool first, they could take a fast expand. You get me? So they get a pylon. They get a gateway. By the time the gateway is getting started and they're getting ready to make a decision of what the next building is going to be, they decide right here if it's going to be a nexus or another gateway. Is it going to be me part of the wall because he's coming at me soon, or am I going to be able to take an expo and get greedy? So he comes in, sees no hatchery, right, and comes in. And the next thing that we're looking for as a Protoss, because we're trying to be greedy or see if we could be greedy, is we're looking for the pool. And so we're looking for the pool right here. And he's like, okay, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. There's no pool. And so what happens? Well, if he doesn't have a pool yet, then he has a hatchery somewhere, or he's going to make a hatchery somewhere. So he's going to want to take this base. If he doesn't have a pool right now, he's either taking this base or he's going to take it right now. What do I have to do? I have to sell it. I'm a salesman. In StarCraft, you got to be a salesman, and you better believe I'm gonna sell that I'm gonna have that hatchery, because I have to. If I don't sell it, he's gonna wonder what's going on. You don't got no pool, you got no hatchery. What are you doing? You don't want him to do that. You want him to think that you're, slightly behind and he's smarter and he's better. So how do you do that? By him feeling like he's slightly ahead of you in everything that he's doing. So guess what? He sees no pool. He knows you're gonna want a hatchery. And he's going to be like, oh, I'm going to block you. And guess what? I followed the pro so I could act like I want the hatchery. Because this is the time, if any, that you should be spending your hatchery because you ain't got no pool. And you're like, okay. And so I could be following him and act like, oh, I'm following you because I want you to go away because I want a hatchery. But then he'll be like, well, why aren't you taking it? Why aren't you taking the hatchery? So I have to take it. I have to play I'm going to have to sell myself. I have to sell the play. All right, I'm going to take the hatchery. And I'm going to let you see it. But also, I took it without you blocking me. A little psychological thing that's going on right now in regards to this. I got it. You should have pylon blocked it. Damn. Should have pylon blocked it, but at least I know that your hatch is late and you got no pool, so I can be a little greedy. But so he wants to throw me off. He's like, okay, well, I didn't pylon block you, but I'm gonna act like I'm cannon rushing you. He's not cannon rushing me, but he's faking it like he's cannon rushing me, right? And for me, I'm being a salesman, right? And how do I sell it? I gotta get that pylon out of here. I gotta get that pylon out of here, because if he actually keeps it up, then he's gonna see the lings run up there. And if he does, it is what it is. But it's easier if he doesn't. So I gotta send some drones and sacrifice a little bit of time. So I go over here to make him feel like I'm desperate, selling it. And then he cancels, and I confirm that that was a fake cannon. So that cancel just lets you know there is no cannon rush. There could be a cannon rush right here, but not that I care about, because I'm going cannon lings. The only thing I care about is that if he does have a cannon, if he sees my lings, he'll probably try to get a cannon real quick over here, and that could be a problem. So that's why I have to send these drones out there to, you know, just cancel out any vision if I could. So I go over here, and since I figured that pylon got canceled because it's not a real cannon rush, this is gonna get canceled too. And if it doesn't, I'll have enough time to kill these without the pylon seeing my lings. And this probe is getting chased because it's not gonna die, so it's going away from my vision, right? We're keeping it away from vision. Cancel the pylon, and I'm ready to move out. And I cancel this so that I can have enough resources to make enough lings to keep making more lings. I send 3 drones back home, because if you mine 3 drones consistently, that's enough to constantly get lings from larvas. So larva will come out one time, you make a ling, and then you're waiting for the other larva. But during that time, the 3 drones gather up 50 minerals worth within that time you make it. Then they make another one, you make another larva. So it just happens to be a nice good flow of consistency, having 3 drones mining to continuously get more lings out and not having, like, you know, a problem, right? So I cancel the hatchery, and I utilize that resource for just constant lings if I need to. So that's what that whole thing was about. Alright, consistent flow, and then, you know, just use up what I have right now, and I know I'll keep getting more lings. And then so then I come over here, and I'm trying to see what I'm gonna do. How does it look like? You know, I go over here, he's following, right? Now that he's following it, he doesn't see a problem. He's like, you don't have a pool. Well, you don't have a pool. You have a late pool if you have a pool, so I ain't in any danger. And so he's like, what are you doing here? You're making me nervous though. And so I'm like over here, and I get inside. I was gonna make a hatchery right here, but he got it first, which he probably thought that that's what I was gonna do anyways. He thought I was gonna try to block him from taking the nexus, so he felt like he had to do it quicker than he would. But you kind of want to do it quick anyways. But he was like, oh no, you can't take this. I think that's what you want to do here. And for me, I do it right here. The reason why I do the hatchery right here is because sometimes what happens is the workers, whenever you rush, the player will grab them and hit attack on the ground, and then the pros will come down, and then they'll notice that there's a hatchery there, and they'll start attacking, or some will start attacking the hatchery if they don't catch it. If they don't catch that where are they at? What the hell were they doing? And they're over there zapping this, you know, taking a while zapping when they should be down here trying to do something. So that's another thing that you could do, which is why I put this hatchery in the front, just to sometimes annoy the AI of the workers if they attack move. And then we get the drones in there, because if there was a zealot right here, if you did have a zealot, the drone will be able to go through and then attack the zealot from the back and the lings from the front. And I'll be able to kill the zealot quicker than if I was trying to get it just from one side. So that's why the drones play a good role in this kind of situation. They can get through and mineral walk through a zealot and then hit them from the back and then the lings from the front. And the other thing that you could do is you go through the Zealot and go straight for the pylon with the drones, and then the Lings will come in and just do whatever they need to do. Try to go for the Zealot. The Zealot has to attack and engage, or they has to stay put, and then he's gonna have to let the pylon die. So it can be tricky which way he wants to do it, but either way, I have some options, being that I'm utilizing drones, being that I can go through mineral walls, through a Zealot, through mineral walls, you know, through mineral tricks. I can just go right through them. So that's the cool thing about the drones with the Lings. You can go through a Zealot and then come through the other side and then start nibbling away. Just a little sandwich. G to the G. So let's watch it real quick now that you saw everything and makes sense to you what's going on, because it happens quick. Let's look at it in his vision. Let's look at it in the player's vision. He's looking. He's like, okay, where's the pool? 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 Okay, where's the hatchery? He wants the hatchery. Okay, let's get our gas. Get ready for our depths. I don't think he wants the. Oh, he does want the hatchery. Shit, I should have pylon blocked it. Here, I'll make a pylon because maybe I'll throw him off and make him lose mining time or something. Maybe he'll cancel the hatchery if he thinks I'm cannon rushing because he don't have no pool. He's like, let me make something out of something. Okay, he pulled his workers. Ha ha ha. He's losing mining time. I hurt him some way, I think. You know?
Our pylon is under attack.
But he doesn't have a pool. Obviously, right? No Lings attacking that pylon. So he's like, there ain't no Lings. I think we're safe to get a Nexus. We can get our Nexus. We don't have to worry about getting a Zealot. There's no pool. And then he's like thinking, oh man, I gotta get my Nexus. And then I'm not sure if he's thinking that I'm gonna take his base. And then there goes the distraction. The distraction's right there, the hatchery. Okay, so maybe it's a hatchery rush. Maybe he's gonna you know, hit me in a little while, which is good because it's not right now. But at least now I'm gonna have to get units and stuff. But you know, it's not gonna be for a little bit that I'm gonna have to worry about that. Maybe I could deny it with probes and not be worried about it in the first place. So it's a big distraction having a hatchery right there too. It's like, well, shit, that's the build. That, you know, that's what he wants to do. And so you're over there distracted by that, and next thing you know it, wait. You're like, what is going on here? You see how these, you see what I'm talking about? You see these workers? Look, I'm gonna make the hatchery right there. You're gonna see the attack, and you're gonna see that some of the probes are gonna be like, "We're gonna attack, all right. We're gonna attack this building," because he didn't tell us exactly what to attack, right? Look, see, he wanted to attack here, but he couldn't because this building was so close that the pros decided to say, "No, but there's something here, so we're gonna attack it." He tried to like move attack, right? And then they tried, but then they said, "Oh wait, we attack." Yeah. He's like, "No," and then this one too. Again, he tried to move them and attack, and he did, but then he came back to the hatchery and like, and by that time, you know, workers are dying, and they could have been helping the battle. Not in this situation, he was screwed. He was screwed because there's, you know, continuous link flow. But you could see all the moving parts, right? And all these moving parts took me a while to figure out. You know, it took me a while to figure out what the opposite opponent is thinking, and what can I do utilizing what it scouts and why it's scouting, and take advantage of the perception. You know, because when someone's looking for something, they're gonna find it. And this person was looking for a pool, and guess what? He found that there wasn't a pool, and it killed him. G to the G. How long does the pool last? It lasts for a good. It lasts for a good while. It lasts. I would say maybe long enough for you, if you wanted to make a layer tech and then actually have enough time to poop on it. But I'll just make another pool. You know, the objective is to do enough damage where it pays off for itself, which is not the most, you know, optimal play by all means, but it's a psychological play. Layaway, yeah, layaway pool. Yeah, that, I don't know, that's dirty builds. What was it? Not a sailing rush. $300. I mean, you can say 300 seconds, but to me, I still can't do the math on 300 seconds within a game. I can't. I still can't feel 300 seconds typically in a normal game and go, this is the time. I would have to look at the replay and see when it dies and see if I could attach it to what I normally do. And go, when I take my third, that's when it dies, because that's when I usually take my third. That's the only thing I could try to do. But 300 seconds for me to try to do the count, oh man, I'd rather attach it to something. I would rather attach it to the timer. You know, you could attach it to the timer and go, okay, when the pool dies at exactly 8 minutes and 30 seconds, you know, that'll be probably a better way to track it. Is attach it to a timer, to something. Take one shot. Let's get warmed up. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Good Saturday.
I sense it, mind games. I'm in your mentions, proxy hatch in your kitchen. Turn your main base to a prison. Build creep.
2-3 ling rounds. That's if you're consistent in your ling rounds, and if you can keep up with how many ling rounds are you doing while you're doing something. Because at that time you're attacking, so are you able to track your ling rounds while you're attacking? Think about it. Okay.
don't let her for clout, I let her for war. You build for meta, I build for lore. They call it cheese, I call it art. I plant my seeds and tear them apart. I'm in the lab like I'm breaking bad. No tearing safe when I'm making mad decisions that make no sense to. You see your base getting raised like that. No wall off, there's a call out. Pre-spread that's a fallout. I proxy in your nightmares. I be dead in your crash space. Build orders, I don't memorize. Flow tighter than a Terran choke. I scout once and then improvise. I don't just think outside the box. I'll warp in with it, then drop it.
Your base is under attack. We're all gonna die.
Saw a ghost in a wedding dress. I don't play safe, I don't play fair. I'm playing weird builds in the midnight air. They call me clown, but I wear that crown. Somehow I'm still breaking down. Every pro forgets the law. Oh, I'm on a show and I pay for war.
Those explosions you hear, that's your base being
I bring
flanked.
chaos like Zerg on parade. I rank the god mode, that's my arc. I built this empire in the dark. Yeah. I send a drone and it never comes back. But what you don't see is the fungal trap. I play chess while they spam APM. I got queens that walk
I don't want to alarm anyone, but the base is being attacked.
in your soul, make your main base feel like dungeon. This ain't no love, it's a haunted script. Apocalypse. I'm that dude who'll rush a hatch in your natural rule and still get rich. I'm the glitch in your replay file. I BM with a wicked
Base is under attack.
The enemy has discovered us.
Juvenile. They want structure, I want soul. They want ladder points. I want that look. They know you lost to a player with zero form.
Your base has some uninvited guests. Your base is under attack. We're all gonna die.
I transcend, I don't practice, I ascend. They follow me, I follow revenge. like I'm playing pro Talos They passed the game, but I still go.
I return to serve.
Off the West Coast. They watch replays trying to diagnose. But I don't build builds, I overdose. Yeah, I gas first just to light the blunt. You macro safe, a front with a stunt. They tech fast, I tech with a hunch. You playing out weeks, I just lunch. One base third with a war prism brain. My lanes moonwalk through acid rain. Queens transfused like they same cocaine. I drop where play surge, I call it nap time. Oracle tag, got your whole map blind. DT shrine on your backline shrine, and I still win with a marine in the mind. They say why you play like that. I say why you play like them. I don't let it for fame or MMR. I let it flex this main. Yeah, they patch the game, but they don't patch me. I build upside down, that's a masterpiece. Face in the sky like I'm playing pro top trees. Win with a drone and a they patch the game, but I still go. Got a CC floating out the West Coast. They scout my face. Till they look again.
I return to serve.
I'm in the
I return to serve.
Wow, you mined all those minerals already. Look at you. Mineral field depleted. Out of minerals.
The firstborn shall persevere.
Take it all down.
You are fresh out of minerals at that base.
What up, Adrian? The one and only legend Florencio. Okay, so let me explain this one. Very simple. Sentry build. Sometimes you try to create builds and you just go, what can I do with sentries? What can I do with void raids? What can I do with oracles? So this is something that I did for sentries. I was like, what can I do with sentries? And so we're playing in a PvP. Protosses usually go for like a pylon 2-gate battle, right? I go 2 gates, you go 2 gates, I go 2 adepts, you go 2 stalkers, maybe you go a sentry stalker, and you know, there's this little dance that usually is a standard meta dance where the 2 gateway play is like a in ZVZ going Ling Bane. Same thing in PvP, it's 2 gates where it could be adept zealot just to harass you while they're taking an expo. It's literally just either to defend or to harass, but that's it. You know, you're just trying to pick off a couple workers to get a little lead. And so because of that, you either dance and you get occupied in the dance, or you don't dance and you change the whole rhythm, right? So I'm trying to change the whole rhythm. I ain't trying to get in this like this wormhole of not being able to do anything else because I'm stalemated within this dance. You know, oh, you make it 2 depths? Okay, because you make it 2 depths, I have to be at home trying to wait for your depths so I can block them, or I have to, you know, I have to wait for you. I have to wait for, you know, I have to dance around you. And so in this build, this is a build I created that has to do with no dancing around nobody. You know, it's a build that even if you see what you see, it's not enough information to know what's going to happen. So I make, for one thing, I want to slow down the gas because I don't want them to have that many immortals or whatever, an oracle play or whatever it might be. They're usually going to have one gas to expand. They want to take an expo, especially with that pylon. So I go here, I act like I'm going into the mineral line, and then I make a quick right to the gas. Because if you look like you're going straight to the gas, they're going to take the gas, or they're going to block it from you taking it. But if you look like you're not taking the gas and you're just like, oh, I'm just scouting, you know, I'm just looking around. See, when I'm over here, I'm here near the gas, so there's no threat here. And I don't have my probe going straight to the gas. You see how it's not going straight to the gas? You see how it's not like going here? Because if it went straight here, then the moment you go over here, they know what you want, or they think they know what you want. But if you go here and not looking like the gas was even an option, it's not even an interest, you know, right? You're trying to go in there. The moment you go around, you still don't look like you're going for the gas because you didn't look like you wanted it here, even if I got it. You know, so now I go close to the edge. You see how my angle is here? The angle is here because I want them to not feel defensive on the gas. Like I said, you got to be a salesman in StarCraft. In StarCraft, you got to be a salesman. And as a salesman, I have to sell that I am not trying to go for your gas. And body language, positioning, you know, all fidgety, all that makes responses to a player. And so when you have confidence in going here and then going around, but not really look like you're going gas, you don't look like you're going to steal the gas. You don't want the gas. You don't look like you want the gas. So I'm going to just be slightly off guard. And then, bam, quick right. And he's like, no, you got the gas. Shit. You see how all of them just went right after me the moment I made it right? For one, he wanted to snipe it because he thought I was going to go in there. But two, he was pissed that I got the gas. He wished it was probably sooner. Now he's like, well, I don't need the gas right now because I was going to go for an expo. So hopefully it wasn't like that big of a problem that I don't have it. You know, it's annoying that he doesn't have the gas, but it's not too much that he feels like it's the end of the world because he does have an expo. Whenever you steal a gas from a Protoss, it's not the end of the world. They'll just consider the solution to take an expo. Still my gas, I guess I gotta take the exo and make up for it, and you know, it's still within reason. So because of that nexus, it's like their soothing remedy. Oh, it's okay, I'll get a nexus, I have one gas, I'll get the second gas over here and I'm good to go. It's like I don't need the gas right now, especially if I'm taking a nexus. Now on my side, it's insurance policy. I take the gas so that I don't know what he wants to do fully. I don't know what his full intentions are from the start of the game. I'm going to just make sure I narrow it. Whether he did want to take it to Expo and never wanted to get the second gas for a while, I don't care. I just want an insurance policy. I want to make sure I narrow down his movements by not having enough gas to make more movements. If you know what I mean. So there goes the 2 gates, right? He's scouting around. And on my side, I'm getting 1 gate. I kind of messed up a couple. I got supply blocked, which was terribly bad. But I haven't done this build in a while, so I haven't, you know. For one, I went for a pylon up here so I could deal with the Oracle. If it is an Oracle, I'll have a battery shield here. But I you know, here, it's literally the gas is the most important part. So I get a gateway, a robo, and then a sentry from here on out. Just nothing but sentries and robos. Immortals are the priority. So make sure that when you have an immortal and it's almost done, make sure you're able to get the immortal next, not the sentry. If you have to sacrifice, which one do you want to get more because of the gas? You get the immortal all the time. The immortal is the big daddies, the consistent flow. The sentries could be offbeat. And I have a probe over here so I could take a hidden base. And that hidden base is what I call a transportation station. I'll talk about it in a little bit. So this next one was a oracle. I wanted to hallucinate an oracle so that if he wasn't being aggressive right now, I can kind of push him off the mining for just a little bit. Which I don't think it worked this time because, he was attacking me and he didn't pay attention, but that could probably pull some workers right there. Alright, I did get supply blocked. I don't know why he decided to come back in. The whole purpose of me getting the sentries and getting this area with the battery shield is when they come in, I can force field them in. That'll chip off a couple units in the beginning. So when I attack, there's just two or three less stalkers in his game. That's the reason why I do the sentry play right here. It's basically so I can snag them like a what do you call those plants? Like a Venus flytrap. I'm using the choke as my Venus flytrap. So the moment the insects get in there, bam, force field, you're trapped. So what usually happens here? What ends up happening here is sometimes the units are right here waiting for you to come out, right? Or there's a couple waiting for you to come out, and with this army, it takes a while to move out. They're slow. They're beefy in a sense, but they're slow. You don't want to reveal that you're moving out. You don't want them to know when you're moving out. If they don't know when you're moving out, they don't know to be ready for you. So the game plan is this: the transportation station. So to some people, that's a nexus, right? To me, that's not just a nexus. That's a transportation station. And so when you look at StarCraft in an artist's perspective like me, like how I do it, I don't look at a building as a building just because the name of it, That's a spoon. Yeah, well, now you just put a name to it, which means that now you're going to use it as a spoon, and only as a spoon because you titled it as a spoon. Until you see it as more than just a spoon by not having a specific title to it, like not really titling it, but just finding the multiple uses for it. It's no longer a spoon. It's a spoon. It's a measuring tool. It's a digging tool. You can use it to do many things with it, right? Conduct electricity with it because it's metal. So when you look at StarCraft, you got to do that too. You got to make sure that you don't just get stuck on the name of something. Just because it's a gateway doesn't mean that it's a gateway for units. It doesn't have to be a gateway for units. It could just be a gateway to create a wall. It could be just a gateway for vision. It could be a gateway so that they could get distracted and shoot that instead of your army because it's in the way. So you got to look at, in StarCraft, try not to title them too hard, because like in the Matrix, there is no spoon. There is no spoon. It's a spoon because you think it's a spoon, but in reality it is no spoon. So yeah. So this is not a nexus. This is not an expo. Technically it can be an expo eventually, but it's not a Nexus expand technically. It's a transportation station. It's a mothership that can't fly, pretty much. It can't fly and it can't cloak, but it don't count. It don't cause gas. And so guess what? Even if he's right here waiting for me, I recall. Three immortals is all I need. Once you get to 3 immortals, you can move out. That's the timer. For me, that's the timer. 3 immortals. I can get whatever I can, as much as I can, but once I get 3 immortals, I move out. I get the sentries to hallucinate the Colossus so I can get high ground vision and intimidation, and to cover up whatever's underneath it, because Colossus do a great job hiding things. And then we use the hallucinations, just a few, and then a lot of force fields. Got the force fields here, here, here. These 2 are so that the probes don't get out. These 2 are just to keep the zealots out. So those probes they wanted to leave. Yeah, and the way the probes work is that the probes don't know that there's a force field in front of them. That's the thing about it when it comes to force fields. They don't know there's a force field in front of them. So they're going to still try to keep going that way. It's not like it's a wall where they're like, oh, I can't go there. There's a wall. No, force fields a little trickier when it comes to workers. They tend to just go, I think I can keep going that way. If I just work hard enough, I can go through it. They don't just go, oh, the AI doesn't go, oh, there's a wall, let me go around it, and you know, it doesn't do that. Look at that. They'll keep trying before the AI decides to go around. A flathead screwdriver, small shovel, exactly. Little mini shovel, little miniature model that has, you know, a doll spoon. And, you know, just that's the thing about it. You know, back in when I was a kid, my mom would tell me that she said that any word could be a bad word, you know, and I never thought about that when I was a kid until she told me that. I was like, she said any word can be a bad word as long it's really how you use it, how you mean it. And so I was like, oh, okay, you mean I could say F you by saying thank you? Me and my brothers would play around with each other a lot of times and say what we don't say, what we mean, what we don't mean. It was a nice little exercise because, you know, words are just like the spoon. You look at a spoon, you name it a spoon, it becomes a spoon, right? But with words, it could be deceiving too. You say a word, but that word doesn't really mean that word unless the person means it to be that word. So when someone says I love you and they don't love you, but they just throw it out like candy, that's one of those situations where a word isn't always the word. But it could deceive you. Words can deceive you. So you don't look at a person's words, you look at the person's actions. You look at their body language, not the words. It's how the message is sent that you should be paying attention. Because there is no spoon. Alright, cheers. The words could be, the nicest words could be bullets straight to your soul. The nicest words, because, you know, you can get backstabbed by by who you think is your friends, the people that you love. Sometimes you think they love you, can backstab you, and that's where you can go wrong. Is that you don't see the signs, and you don't see how the words don't match the actions. When the words match the actions, then you can say yeah. But when the words don't act, you gotta snap out of it. Don't let the words hypnotize you. Cheers. Basically, they don't affect pathfinding calculations. Another thing expanded the numbers of slurs for black people than making the N-word taboo. Words follow the meaning, not the other way around. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's always a complicated one, right? Like, I would not want to. That's like me being a Mexican and calling all my Mexican people beaners, right? It's like I wouldn't want to be, a Mexican heritage calling my own people beaners because people called them beaners before, and we're gonna just own that word somehow, and we're gonna call everybody beaners. That just doesn't seem like it's healthy. But that's the cultural decision. But it's definitely not something I would have gone for, because we don't call each other beaners and feel okay with it. It's like, not that it's it is what it is, a word, right? Just it only hurts if you feel like it means something, but it's just not the best practice. Easter Bunny alert. But it's all in the meaning. It's always on the meaning. Let's see. Words are like bullets, and I let them pass right through me. There you go. You get a woosah. Let's see. Let's go.
Micro shot while your army collide. Spot one gap, then I flood it, now your defense divide. Game over before you even feel you in stride. No rules, no fear.
Do one last shot and then we're gonna move on. Get some StarCraft, some Terran.
No script, no guide. I built this from inside. Started with nothing, just 60s and would it compete. Never rematch, feel like war, and I'm bringing the heat.
Cheers.
They throwing shade, but they hide when it's time to repeat. Run it back, they don't last when they stuck in the seat. I don't chill, I adjust, I evolve every round. You fall once, I exploit, now I'm taking you down. This ain't
All
love,
right.
this is reps, this is pain that I found. Turned it all into power every time I would drown.
Yeah, well, basically there's two schools of thought. Dwight Schrute. It's good to know both thoughts, just to be aware of them, right? Awareness is key. Then sometimes it's misery. Like in the Matrix. Do you really want to know you're in the Matrix? Because when you're out of it, it might not be better than the Matrix. So therefore, did you want to wake up? Some people don't want to wake up. Don't you dare wake me up. I don't want the truth. I like this environment,
I'm in the grind of the mind where ambition is tangled in threads I can cut. Every choice a vector, every angle a test of the limits I trust. I'm chasing the ghost of the best that I've ever been. Every blueprint, every win, a lesson I haven't seen. Hope I remember the nights where I doubted the spark. Every thought was a cage I devised. Now I'm after maze of my mind, turn the corners, recalibrate and revise. I don't walk a straight line, I fracture the path of the bend and reassemble the frame. Piece together the chaos of my hours to pressure into precision and sharpen the aim. I don't hide from the struggle, I sit in the storm. Every version of me is reshaping the norm. Every setback erase the shape of a form. Never move, I'm sculpting my form. I don't follow the easy, I question the floor. Every truth that I held opens a new door. If I'm broken, then I'm holding the core in a place where ambition becomes more. Every canvas is sharp. What is wrong with self paints the art. When I fight in the world, I'm better than my bad as my habits, my ghost. Every letter I climb reflects the parts of myself I fear the most. And I know the moment I'm pushed to the edge, when the pressure is thick, is when I'm closest to cracking the code of the limits I pick. What if the friction is the spark? What if the friction? What if the friction?
Fewer probes means more space for units. Great plan, boss. You're not gonna let that poor defenseless pylon die, are you?
Really? Larva's easy to kill with cannons. Just FYI.
Upside down, leave the world behind. I'm still designed, lost in the chaos.
We stand. We are the slaves of fire. And Talos sacrifice. Command. Adon Arcturus. Command. My life for hire. We stand as one. We are the slaves of fire. Justice be done. By your Order. For our panic, my meditation is over. We stand at we are the blade, our light for fire. Command shadows in the night. I'm fighting my battles without seeing the light. Lost in this game, but I'm holding on tight. Off meta king, still ready to fight. Off meta king, I'm breaking my chains. So don't feel the same. Lost in the chaos, caught in the flames. But I'm here, still playing the game. Off meta king, no map, no guide. Fighting my demons, nowhere to hide. You follow the rules, I collide. In every mistake, I find my pride. No path to follow, no lines to
The firstborn shall persevere.
move in space. Off meta king, I'm running my race in the heart of the chaos. I
Where shall we march?
we embrace the glory of battle. Gassar, les Templars.
Glory to the Daylong. Najakar Mina. Let none deter. May your death be swift. Let none deter. Faith before fear. For surrender.
scout. I sense it, mind games. I'm in your mental.
Prismatic core online.
Turn your main base to a prison.
Custome.
Your hopes drop spores in your soul. I don't cheese,
This vessel down.
you got bills, I overdose.
Annihilation.
Symphony with no notes. Got queens dancing like strippers. Injecting them dreams quicker. Your game plan I'm the glitch in the matrix. I'm your lesson in deception. It's that Florence, your factor. Mess around, I distract you. While you blink, I'm attacking. Yeah, I'm laughing right past you.
Justice be done.
Scout the bases.
I'm chilling in bronze with a massive brain. Make progress, feel like man, what's his name? I make memes out of dreams, turn your
Channel
face to
the
shame.
light of
Get in
iron.
your face like a damn war frame. I be building bases where the sun don't shine. Got drones on the map like they snorting lines. I don't play to win, I play to hurt your mind. Make your APM drop like a stock decline. I'm walking that weird bull.
Okay, he doesn't have any bases.
They say what he building. I say don't ask.
Prismatic core online.
Mess around, I distract you. While you blink, I'm attacking. Yeah, I'm laughing right.
Your base has some uninvited guests.
We stand. Channel.
Yeah, I'm laughing right past you.
Okay. No problem.
This vessel.
You're going.
This channel delighted. We are at full power. Paradactyl.
Mineral field depleted.
Dimensional strings attuned. Let us begin.
You are fresh out of minerals at that base.
I'm on the beat and the build suspicious. Where's your baby? Yeah.
Phase crystal.
You seek guidance? Harmonized. Now,
Channel delighted.
Out of minerals, idle workers are so untidy.
Prismatic core online.
Move silent, move
an
careful.
omen. How can I aid? Our window is short. The threads of fate lie bare.
Zak Naku Afban.
Should we take out the
Our fates are one. Extract the secret.
Paradactyl.
Reinterpret. An Erodine Rashagal. I see.
This vessel shall. Prismatic core online.
You are fresh out of minerals at that base.
Micro, multitask, I'm counting my play. They copy my style, but they weak, ain't last.
We are at
Silence, they panic, I vanish, I blaze, I'm elevated. They say I'm playing with
Your probes are in a hazardous working environment.
calibrate core lens. Paradactyl. Prismatic core online.
Harmonized. Nazutai.
Zak. We are at Zak Naku Afal.
make 1,000 spores if you want, but
We face the enemy.
An Erodine. How can I aid you?
we have stasis wards right here, so in case he does do locust, his swarm host can get caught in some of these areas.
Prismatic core.
If I felt like I needed defense at home, I would just do some stasis as well to help the stasis support some of the dive in.
Strike from the shadows.
Paradactyl.
Came from breaking my hands on keys, map by map. Every loss was a lesson, every ladder a trap. They talk tough, fold fast. They never
South Park quote, let them pass right through me.
I take everything back, take it back. I don't need hype, my results speak loud. Every strategy,
Hey, Miss Aries.
unit proud.
Welcome, welcome.
Silent shadows cover my shroud. Florencia, the legend, my ladder, my vow. Lightning. Fall, bases fall. I stand tall.
Yeah.
God protect me on this ladder.
So probably gonna be jumping into some Talos Principle right now. There's not enough chatting right now, sorry. There's just not enough chatting to keep me engaged in StarCraft right now. So we're gonna jump into some Talos Principle. Should be fun. It's a puzzle game. We have beat the base game, so now we gotta do the DLC, I think. It's called DLC, I'm not sure. But I guess it's a DLC. Yeah. We had some good games. Does the timed unit still time out when stasis? Like Locust? Yeah, eventually. Yeah, it times out. It disappears eventually, so I have to keep redoing them. They used to be for a little while longer, but they reduced the time. Turrets used to be for a very long time. We used to have turrets back in the days. They would just not die. When I say turrets, I mean like from like ravens. Oh yeah, we're gonna get down with some Talos right now. I feel like these builds are pretty good builds that I'm doing right here on StarCraft, and it's not phasing people. People aren't engaging, so we'll wait until the right crowd and come back here. But we did some good, I would say good builds. People that watch these should be able to learn some stuff. Alright, let me reset it. GG's. Let me reset it to Talos Principle, so I'll see you guys in like 5 minutes. Peace. For more StarCraft, more comments, more likes. So please, if you want to help